I opened my eyes to a place that didn't feel real. The air was thick, almost heavy enough to crush my chest, and the ground beneath my feet felt like it had been carved by giants. When I looked up, the walls stretched so high they disappeared into shadows. Everything was dark gold, sharp and ancient, like the world itself was tired. I didn't know how I got here, but I knew right away that this was not my universe. As I tried to calm my breathing, I saw massive armored figures standing around me. Their armor shone like sunlight, yet their presence felt colder than space. They didn't speak or even gesture. They just stared at me, waiting. I felt like a bug in front of lions. Still, one of them stepped forward and motioned for me to follow. I didn't dare argue. Walking through the palace felt like walking through a living storm. The halls were filled with chanting that echoed from every direction. It wasn't music. It wasn't prayer. It was something deeper, something that felt like millions of voices pressed together. Every step made my legs heavier, and I kept getting this strange feeling that countless unseen eyes were watching me. The deeper I went, the stronger the pressure became. It wasn't physical, it was like emotion pressing on my skull. Fear, desperation, worship, pain, hope, all mixed together. It felt like humanity itself was crying out. I realized then that this was Terra. This was the heart of the Imperium. And I was walking straight toward the one being holding it together. When I entered the chamber, my entire body froze. The energy inside felt alive, like a raging sun made of pure will. In the middle of the room sat the golden throne, and on it was the Emperor of mankind. Even in his broken, decaying state, his presence felt limitless. My mind trembled just trying to look at him. It felt like standing under the weight of a galaxy. But then something completely unexpected happened. A bald man in a plain hero outfit strolled in from the other side. Hands in his pockets, expression blank. He didn't react to the pressure in the air. He didn't flinch at the custodies raising their spears. He just walked in like he was checking out a grocery store. I recognized him instantly, Saitama, the man who beats everything with one punch. My heart jumped into my throat. I was now stuck between the Emperor and the strongest hero in another universe. The custodies didn't know whether to strike him or run. Even in all their training, they had never prepared for something like this. A burst of psychic power crashed into the room. My knees almost buckled as the Emperor's attention turned fully toward Saitama. His voice didn't come through ears, hit my soul like thunder demanding truth. Who stands before me? Saitama scratched his cheek casually. I'm just a hero for fun. The entire room tightened. I felt the air itself tense, as if two worlds were about to collide. The moment the Emperor focused on Saitama, the air thickened so fast my lungs almost stopped working. Every breath felt like I was pulling in molten metal. The custodies around us tightened their grip on their weapons, their golden armor humming with power. Yet none of them dared to move. Even they seemed unsure if they were supposed to protect the Emperor or run for their lives. Saitama, on the other hand, looked like a man waiting for a bus. He glanced around the room with that same blank expression, almost bored, as if all this pressure meant nothing to him. I could barely stay standing while he didn't even blink. I wanted to speak, to warn him, to beg him to act serious, but my voice wouldn't come out. Then something impossible happened. The Emperor rose from the golden throne. I felt the floor tremble under my feet as his power spread through the chamber like a rising sun. Golden light poured from his armor, swirling around him like a storm. He didn't look human anymore. He looked like a force that could crush worlds by existing. I felt fear press into my bones, so deep it made me shake. Saitama only tilted his head, unimpressed. That tiny reaction somehow made the moment even stranger. The Emperor lifted his hand. I didn't hear a sound, but I felt something enormous rush forward, pure psychic power strong enough to break mountains. It slammed into Saitama so fast I had to shield my eyes. I expected to see him blown apart when I looked again, but he stood in the exact same place. Not a scratch, not a mark. He simply brushed off his shoulder like someone flicked dust at him. The Custodes flinched as if they couldn't believe what they saw. I couldn't either. Nothing in this universe should be able to shrug off a strike from the Emperor. Saitama sighed softly. Okay, maybe I should try too. His fist rose slowly, almost politely. It didn't look dangerous. It looked like he was about to knock on a door instead of challenge the most powerful psychic being in history. He punched the air. Not even toward the Emperor, just forward. The entire room split with a cracking noise that felt like lightning tearing open the world. The shockwave hit so fast I thought my heart stopped. Golden armor rattled, pillars groaned, flames burst out of nowhere. The Emperor threw up a psychic barrier in an instant. A dome of shimmering light surrounding him. The barrier held but a thin crack formed across it. A real, visible crack. My stomach dropped. No weapon, no monster, no demon had ever marked his defense. Yet Saitama did it without even aiming at him. For the first time, the Emperor didn't feel untouchable. I sensed something like surprise ripple through the power around him. The Custodes shouted warnings. The walls began to crumble. I felt dust rain from the ceiling as the structure groaned under the force of their clash. Saitama looked around, scratching his head. Maybe we should go outside. This place looks expensive. The moment they stepped into the open, the air itself seemed to vibrate with power. The Emperor's presence hit me first, crushing and overwhelming, like my mind was being pulled in every direction at once. I could feel memories I hadn't lived, pain I hadn't suffered, and hope I hadn't dared to dream. It pressed into me, sharp and heavy, almost unbearable. Saitama stretched arms over his head, yawning slightly. He looked completely relaxed, like he had just woken up from a nap. For the first time, I saw a flicker in his eyes. Not excitement, but curiosity. A tiny spark that made me realize he had finally found something worth noticing. Then it started. The Emperor unleashed power that made the ground under my feet tremble. Golden light twisted the air, bending it in impossible ways. It felt alive, like it had thoughts and will of its own. Mountains of psychic energy rose and fell with his gestures, massive constructs that would have flattened cities in an instant. I felt them pressing against me, yet Saitama simply stood there, watching, waiting. When he moved, it was sudden but effortless. His first punch struck one of the constructs. I expected an explosion to obliterate him, but it crumpled as if it were paper. The shockwave tore through the air, lightning streaking across the sky. My heart pounded in my ears. Nothing should be able to survive the Emperor's full strength, yet here was Saitama. Unshaken, the Emperor slowed time, the world around me stretching and dragging like thick syrup. I could see every crack in the earth, every flake of dust suspended mid-air. Everything should have been slow and fragile, but Saitama moved normally. His fist struck again, tearing through a golden formation meant to be unbreakable. The clash created a thunder that felt like it could split continents. I felt awe and fear battling in my chest. His strength was limitless, yet he didn't fight like he wanted to kill. The Emperor's willpower radiated like a sun, bending reality, commanding storms and fire. And Saitama's calm persistence met it like an unstoppable wall. Every strike, every pulse of energy reshaped the land. Cracks split the earth, clouds ripped apart. Winds tore across the plains, and yet Saitama's expression never changed. I wanted to look away, but I couldn't. Every punch, every psychic wave showed the impossible. The Emperor's light burned bright, filling my mind. But Saitama's presence was a strange counterweight, simple and unyielding. Neither gained, neither faltered. Yet the world around them screamed of destruction. Finally, everything stopped. Time snapped back into normal flow. I felt my heartbeat in my throat. They stared at each other, one glowing with golden fire, the other breathing softly as if he had just finished a morning jog. There was no anger, no hatred, only recognition. Two beings from entirely different realities meeting on the same battlefield. And somehow, for a moment, the impossible had been made real. I could still feel the aftershock in my bones. Their battle wasn't over, but there was a pause, a quiet understanding. Both of them were powerful beyond comprehension, yet strangely, neither needed to dominate. The tension in the air felt alive, but it wasn't just fear. It was awe, respect, and the sense that something in this universe had just shifted forever. The tension in the air slowly eased, though it didn't disappear. I felt it first through the Emperor, his power still immense, still golden and radiant, but no longer like a storm ready to crush everything. It was calmer now, measured as if he had seen something no one else could. I realized then that he understood Saitama's strength was not a threat. Nothing in this galaxy or any other could match what I had just witnessed. And yet, it didn't feel dangerous. Saitama shifted his weight slightly, looking tired but still as calm as ever. His eyes met the Emperor's, and I could sense him understanding something heavier than any fight. The cost of millennia of war. The endless lives carried on the shoulders of one man. I felt the weight too, pressing down like invisible chains.